people feel more responsible,
Yeah.
the less you get in their way. To manage people is almost equal to not managing them.
This episode is a roundtable conversation with Oluwamurewa and Tiwa Oladumoye, discussing building businesses in chaotic, people-driven industries where success depends more on managing humans than doing the work.
You need to invest time in making sure you equip people with what they need to do the task you have given them. And it starts with listening. The first rule of managing people is to make a rule that nobody can get into trouble. What ways do you really ensure that you are effectively managing these people interpersonally?
As a leader looking at your team, butting heads and just basically not focused, how do you look at that situation and enforce leadership without affecting creative autonomy?
There is no human being in this world now that leads a team that all of them believe is a fool. Try as much as possible to treat people fairly, to be respectful to people, and be humble. And know that at the end of the day, you're just another human being. All right, hi. I'm back again. My name is Azeez, and I'm here with Tiwa and Murewa. So what we're doing today is different. So we basically always have this interview session. And I think on a few episodes, we had a roundtable discussion with a few, younger guests, just to get a bit more insight into everything. I think I'm used to, we spend these long years going through, I've spent these long years going through multiple phases of my career. And for me, one of why I like this side of the show is that it gives that, sense of listening to a whole new perspective from younger people, myself, and everything. So all we're going to be discussing today is more about people. If you've been close to me at any point, you realize I always say, people give you wings. I believe a lot of people, I believe in the fact that when you want to do anything, you go alone, you're not going anywhere. You're basically you could go somewhere, but you're not going to get very far. You go with people, you could go way much faster. So I think want to talk today about how hard it is to manage people. And I think as over time is one of the biggest struggle I've always had. I remember my first, as an analyst, I was the most stubborn guy on my floor. I think I was so bad that I called a boss say to me once that, if not that I need you, I would fire you right now. It used to be that bad. Like I was stubborn. But just count it. I am with it. Every version of bad, I think I have it. And it was as much as anything, for me, I was just having fun. I was just doing my best. So I think to start the whole thing, I think basically, what's been your experience with managing people? I know, and I'll give you one disclaimer. Whatever it is, now with people would always change. Yeah. However old you are, you always meet one person that is just from another part of the world. You like, why? Doesn't this make sense to you? Where you know, you still don't raise this. So yeah, what's be your biggest,
challenge?
Challenge, not necessarily challenge, even optimism. What's been the most revelationary thing you found about money?
I mean, I work as a creative director. My role cuts across every department within a project. It's my responsibility to work with others to unify them in a vision. However, people are very different, from different backgrounds, different beliefs. I just think, especially in Nigeria, temperament is another thing to consider. Learning how to be patient has definitely been one of my biggest challenges. If you don't know how to control your temper, you've already lost, whether it's an argument, whether it's a debate. You have to keep your cool. I just think the more people you meet, naturally, the more challenges you will definitely encounter. Is just how to sit back, analyze a person. What are they like? What sets that off? And then how to communicate your ideas in a way that they can hear you and not just rebut.
But how lucky are they be that? Because trust me, I think so the standard way could be, oh, you know what? Communicate your ideas, life is good, everything is great, and you got your looking and you're like, what are you doing? No, I'm not, that's not the way it works. So but yeah,
I think for me, I'm here to learn because I struggle with managing people and so people under me. I struggle with like giving them tasks because of quality. Now I'm very quality driven. I know like I'm doing something, I'm going to give my best shot, and obviously I report to someone. So it's easier for me to know that I'm doing this. I report to them, whatever feedback they get is based off me. Than for me to delegate, and I'm submitting it, and it's like they give me negative feedback, and I go, "Why do you do this?" Yeah. So I struggle with delegating because I question quality. But I'm trying now to really like spread it out and say, you take this, and then when it comes back, I do double. So it means I have to spend more, a lot of time in the office, like crazy hours. I do crazy hours, I know. So, but why though? Why do you do crazy hours? I think because I am dedicated to my craft and I chase, not perfection, but I chase optimalism or to optimality, because I try my best to do that. Look, if I'm working from 7, I start at 7, I should end at 4. But then once I start going, I want to make sure I'm leaving the office with nothing to do the next day, because I know the next day is coming the Sunday with this one. So I try my very best to be sure. By the time I'm meeting, I clear my desk. Okay. So let me start this with one experience, one analogy with the way back. Yeah. I used to be a comic book editor. So one time, we used to have like the main book editor, then we have the imprint editor, we have the senior editor, which was me, we have the executive editor, which later became me, then we have the editor-in-chief. Okay. So every time I get the book, the writing, I'm like, oh my God, correction, a lot of corrections. I'm like, are you guys not thinking? Are you dumb? But so one day we tried something. We started saying, let the writer send to me directly. Let me edit it. And just sing. So at least we'll have less mistakes. I'm pleased to tell you, we had as much mistake and at the next level as we used to have when I got it. So what I realized was basically human beings naturally underperform when there is the impression of there's a superior authority that is going to correct the profanes.
I'm intrigued.
Yes, I'll tell you why. Yeah. Listen, I tell you now, write a book, I'll edit it.
Yeah. Now I'm ready to 30 on my head.
Now, media will spot it. So guess what? You write a book, you give it to me. Guess me, I know that when I read it, it's going out. Say, you know that. So I'm going to like, hey, this one, like. But guess what? Because we are basically trying to self-correct, we're like, we pay 100% attention. Now, that analogy showed me something. Is that every time I have seen organizations, so when I was CEO, I used to, when you walk into my office, the first thing I ask you is, what did I do? It's because I need to have done something for you to eat that piece. Now, why? Because my guys know, no matter what, unless it's only meal that can fix that issue, I'm not going to correct you. So I started developing something that I stopped correcting people just on the basis of, oh, you didn't do it well, this is what you should. Yeah, they will not, next one, what should we do? So because they are scared of making that error, they would come to you first.
Yeah.
And ask you first to say, what should we do now? I have this idea, what should we do? So you feeling you're the boss of, oh, I think you should do like this. No, but guess what? What you've done, you've created a scenario of killing innovation. Because if you can never innovate in what you do, I can tell you if you're a child, because you are already old knowledge. Yeah. it's always new eyes that bring innovation, new perspective. So doing something, you can't be moving this thing from there, boom, 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 and then you say you are innovating. No, it's the guy that is bored of moving it. I say, it's why we're moving it that can innovate.
Yeah.
So when you force that guy, instead of saying, why are we doing this, to come to you first, what happens?
It's not thinking for himself.
So he's never going to question, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
All he's going to say is,
How do you tell guys to do this?
that's how we should do it. But guess what? The first time we had this podcast, the first guest we had, Dr. Abiola Salami, said, what you say as a leader is law.
Yes.
So imagine telling someone, I think we should do it this way. Oh my God. That thinking, we've done it already. We'll really be there. So just wait, we'll finish everything. Let's start doing the real. So I think eventually, I get what you're saying, but the real question to you is basically, what do you think the worst would be if they did it without you?
How?
I really want to understand. Why are you so worried about them being able?
So my department we handle a lot of legal, right? So if you make a mistake, then giving event or moment, and it can come in those my. So that, and then there's also standards. So we have standard templates, right? So now this might be a personal one. I like things about like this. We have a template, but there's all those following template. But then sometimes you're stepping out to highlight something that isn't meant to be highlighted. So I'm like, you don't need to do that. Like there's already a template to prove. Now, I don't mind innovation. Like if you're going to be creating, you're creating, but there's no need for creativity here. It's copy and paste, right? So it's in your carelessness that you know mistakenly highlight something, and you're giving me because go is going to check it. Why you could have not highlighted in space? I'm giving you, and then I don't send it for. So I think I genuinely understand where you're coming from in terms of you have to give freedom for people to be creative. And I think that's a route and way to start taking, right? And I would probably just start telling them, you might as well just say to yourself, because I think I had enough grounds to say, okay, sorry, can they just be sending directly to me? Because the whole checking thing, they know that, oh, bro, I'll check it. Oh, of course. I mean, yeah. And if the feedback is negative, they're always ask me who created it. They don't see you created this, why is it bad? You, right? So I think it's better when I just send it direct to them. So the whole, that consciousness of them knowing that, oh, I'm going to check is not there anymore. They send it direct and anything they get, well, no. Okay, so maybe that's now an understand. So let's assume the guy sends you directly, gives the vendor more money, life is cool. But it's a balance. The balance, the real thing you're trying to create is to have a team that could feel like they are happy to come to work. Yeah.
That feel like they are listened to, they are, respected, and they could always try to do, they are free to do whatever they want to do. So because I always tell people, to manage people is almost equal to not managing them.
Yes. Okay, I've heard that before.
So let me give you if I manage you, what does manage you mean? Oh, you should go and do this. You should go and do that. Yeah. You get we'll be waking up and leave. That's bickering guy, get a call in my ear. But people feel more responsible.
Yeah.
The less you get in your way. Yeah.
I have sort of an opposite experience to you because I work in a creative industry. And as much as there are standard processes and procedures, if you're editing a video, there is no set format. If there's anything I've learned, it's better to ask questions. So you chose this spacing. Why? Defend exactly why you have chosen to do something the way that you've done it. Because then it also gives you a sense of responsibility. You're not just doing things anyhow. You're having to step back and say, really and truly, why did I do this? But you can't hire someone to then tell them everything that you want them to do and the exact way you don't let's do it. At that point, they're just a robot obeying. My dad said I must do A, say what I'm doing. A. There's no creativity. And like you said, it limits innovation. The more you encourage others to think for themselves, I always think you get better results from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's just let me go bust. I'll buzz on you. So now, how many times have you seen people join a company and you tell them go and write 10 things you think is wrong with this? How many pages you did? Oh,
Adult-sided.
most people follow you. Cash you. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be this. What you do? 3 months later, write this. 2 lines. 4 months later, I know we are perfectly fine. But you know what has happened? Is that they've gotten into 2 rounds of thinking. First round, this is how we do things.
Yeah.
Second round, if I say anything, I could get into trouble.
Yeah.
Me, I feel the first rule of managing people is to make a rule that nobody can get into trouble.
God. I like that. These are from the States.
Yeah, I hear these states, right? But my question to that is, where does discipline come in? Okay, what is discipline? To the best of my knowledge, it's more of being able to be in control of yourself in a responsible manner. So in sense that you fully, let's say you have rules or whatever, right? And full that's without. Okay, so who should be disciplined between these 2 people? The guy who wants to make you a lot of money but ended up losing you money, or the guy who wants to make money for himself but made money for you as well.
And
That's good boy. I said, should you want? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. The point is, when we say discipline, we're disciplining people who basically are outside of our expectations. I expected you to send this letter to that guy. You didn't send it to the guy. Okay, yeah, take a query. Right? But the point is, what most leaders don't understand is that many cases, when we say, oh, you didn't do this, get out of here. You are basically, what normal people should do is to try to understand, okay, no, what were you trying to achieve? But there's ignorance. But then there is trial and error.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So if somebody is genuinely trying to help you,
yeah.
success, failure on that point, they need to be able to say, I failed. Okay, let's go again. Yeah. Because what I've seen a lot of time, I've seen people come and say, okay, you know what? This is, life is good. They've told us to do this, we do it, we get the money, no issues. But you must understand that there are some wrong rate issues. I'm sitting here now, whether you and I, your company will make a certain amount of money today, whether or not you go to work or not.
Yeah.
No, honestly, there are some companies that whether you come to work or you don't come to work, they will make a certain amount of money. That's for sure. But if that company wants to say this wrong rate, so I think that's there now. So I want to stick with my wrong rates. Then I impose control. That's, I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, I want to make sure I make 20 naira a day. I want to keep making 20 naira a day. Yeah. Everybody, come to work, hold this Bible up, put it down. That's what customer care do. Yeah. I don't need you to impact my revenue. I don't need you to do anything for me. Yeah. Just boom, stay. But guess what? I want to now go from 20 to 100. You control, you're there.
Why did you say that?
Because there is no the wrong rate never gives you anything extra. It's like saying 1 + 1. You'd say thing and then so you say 1 + 1, I say, oh, best things.
Yeah.
Which is why for me, see, when I was, you see, I was in a company for 6 years and I never missed the budget. We do budget, we plan the budget at 99% every year, 6 years. And one day they asked me why. He said, it's on rate. Nobody is asking me to generate what does not exist. All I need in that case is understanding of what I have.
Yeah.
So if you want to say, I am making 20, I just keep going. That's why when you go to, and it happens when you go to places like, the oil and gas companies, people don't need you to, because the cash is there. They don't need you to scream on people who are eating. You don't need you to manage everything, they're happy, life is good, everybody goes on.
Mm-hmm.
The moment you go to companies that are very like banks, where if you don't come to work, we are not making any money. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. I hope everything is okay. What's wrong? It has scream and you nothing why. So you need to always, for me, I feel in managing people, the strongest part of your entire management story is it needs to be where are we going? Yeah. Are we trying to keep status quo? So I agree with what you said. If it is status quo, or that copy and paste that inside after it, don't do anything. Just do it. That's all I want. Bye-bye. If it is now, we need to go for gears to that place. Everybody, what can you do? Then they start coming and saying, can we think like this? Why do we do this? Why do we do that? Those sort of things. Because all this wahala of control. In that way, because that's why if you check the tech industry, people are a bit freer.
Yeah.
They give people a lot more freedom. So why not do this? Why not do that? Or the sort of thing. Because you don't even know what you're on rating. Like, what is the money going for? Yeah, you're looking and looking. But with the moment you determine we need to just keep it in moving, that's we go to factories. You want to be innovating on a machine, then you got just carry, done. Carry, done. And that's it. You understand?
When you're trying to then scale a business, control measures change. Mm-hmm. What would you advise for? Because we've spoken about the case. Mm-hmm. But if you're trying to get from, say, 200 to 100, what has changed? And then the structure of the company, the policies, to ensure that everyone that is with you and everyone that will join you can get you to where you want.
So I think a very important factor of scaling businesses, and it is of people skill, not necessarily making more money, but if your business is growing, the first thing you need to make sure is to identify the areas that this one, if you touch it, only me can touch this side. No, for me, there are some things that I know that when you cross this line, if they say the world is dying and everything, pick up your phone and call me. If you cannot reach me, just wait. You must identify that spot and it must declare to everybody that, okay, this thing, I do not have the authority to do it. Okay. You understand? Now, all of that is perfect. Shaking up. And it now depends also on the layers you're trying to maintain. If you are keeping, let's say, is you, then you have another person, you need to keep making sure that each layer define those things that is only there that can touch. You understand? Now, because scaling companies require a lot of effort from different, and there is no human being, like no matter what anybody does, that can say, it's me that did the, I hear this when the entrepreneur, the accountant, the leader is that, they do bad accounting, they did bad everything. People can tell me anything. See, me, I think I'm very good at a lot of things. I'm arrogant. I've moved around quite a lot of departments. I still know that the times I've done things myself, I have ended up with a lot more prominence.
Yeah.
Than actually the legal side. Oh my God. And something else. So it needs to be that you must understand that people, you cannot afford to say, oh yeah, I'm this unique people. Yeah. And in meeting those people, you need to also bear in mind that all of them also have aspirations. Right? Mm-hmm. So my people tell me, so take for example, you tell me you describe, let's do an experiment. Let's describe a model staff that you want. So you start. She started the last one. Model staff that you want. Okay, the dream you have, like if you want the sketch now, you understand? You sketch it down and say this is right.
I'll say loyal first.
I need to add this one. I must not miss out on this one. So 1 second. Loyal. Okay.
Self-motivated.
Self-motivate. So it's not motivate. Okay. Okay.
First, willing to learn.
Willing to learn.
I think it was him calling me ability to grow.
Ability to grow.
Yeah.
A nice slip you're willing to wear on its head.
Yeah.
No, you get it. So do you also want loyal?
Yes, loyalty first. Yeah.
Okay. Self-motivated do
No, not self-motivated. You're gonna say innovative,
innovative,
willing to fail.
reason to fail,
Or acid, reliable.
lie. Okay. So let's talk something. So this guy, super loyal. Let's just pick that point.
Yeah.
Let's assume that the profit to your companies is, let's say, $1 billion. And let's assume this is the only staff you have. How much of that money are you going to need to show him?
Or subsets.
You give somebody $400,000 for just whatever.
That's why loyalty is most important to me.
No, I know. We're going somewhere.
And realistic.
Look, let's say his salary, you paid him his salary, you paid him his bonus, you paid him everything. You just happen to make,
This is my only employee.
yes, the only employee.
Did you say 50%?
40. It's
One-
as much
You would
as me.
you would actually give the guy $400,000 and you walk away with 600.
Comfortably. Because I have to trust them more.
Okay. They're like a rare breed in Nigeria. If you all around them, now I can tell you.
I think realistically, I'll do 250.
Okay, 25%. Okay, great. Now, what you self-motivated. And let me tell you where I'm going with the loyal part. When you ask people to be loyal, the first question is, are you loyal to them?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You understand? Yeah. Because loyalty comes at a cost.
Yeah.
It really means that person will have to forego every opportunity around them to serve you. Yeah. So if they are serving you at the expense of, they could have gone to anywhere in the world, and one day they have a problem. Will you be quoting policies or you will be active? So let's say your policy is we do not pay insurance beyond 20,000 naira. This your loyal guy happens to fall sick
What?
and he needs 120,000.
Yes. I worked.
I think yeah, because this is only that loyalty need.
Yeah.
So I'm trying. See, trust me. My point is, I'm trying to frame for you the cost of that stand you have. If he's, because I see a lot of things. People are like, "Oh yeah, he's loyal to me." I personally don't believe there is a lot of loyal people around.
No.
I feel like, and I tell people, when you find people that are loyal to you, me, I just carry my stick. I knife your. I will say, let's go, because not many people.
Yeah.
People would go after food all the time. And
Especially once family comes into the picture.
even forget family. When they go club Monday, you go bottle like this. See, that one person, they 4 bottles like this. Like, oh yeah, it's simple. So loyalty takes a lot more. And I feel loyalty is always a two-way street, no matter what. If you sit down, you say, oh yeah, he's loyal to me, but that's what, oh, we have policy, we cannot do this. So, and this used to happen to me. Back then, I was working for this particular CEO that I really, really would die for. I literally would have killed myself for that day if he told me, we need to die tomorrow. Honestly. But then one day, something was like, so there was this particular issue where there were some people earning so much more. And I am doing all the work. And I'm like, so I went to him like, I want an increase in salary. And the guy told me, if I increase for you, know how to increase for every other person. And I told him, do you call every other person in the night at 2 a.m.?
Yeah.
No. You call me, if I don't answer you, you're angry that was situation. But then you're telling me the thing for me, you have to be very way. What are we talking about? So your demand must be something you're willing to match with this thing. Let's now say self-motivated. Because for a human being to be self-motivated, it means that person must be able to, you need to be free from distractions. To say, I can motivate myself. One of those distractions can be, I need to buy food in the afternoon. I need to, you understand? Yeah. So a lot of times, the things it takes people to work, you need to demotivate people are mostly not in they are rarely in, there are a lot of other things. Yeah. Oh, my daughter needs to go through this. My son needs to do this. My difference of my mom is this. My uncle is this. It's a lot of things. Can you take care of that person from that stuff from that person?
My one employee?
Yeah, I'm just, so don't get me wrong. You don't need to, I'm just saying, you need to start thinking in terms of the cost of maintaining that model staff. You understand? We need to learn from who?
Everything.
That's what you see that the template on the day. Do the template and don't bother me. You now say, be willing to learn. The guy looking at it, what am I learning? I'm putting the template is. You get, so how much are you willing to teach?
Yeah.
I think that is there. No, quick. But that's a battle, like, willing to learn, but like in teaching, yes, so right, because you have to be able to teach. You need someone to learn.
Definitely.
Yeah, time. I feel like my time has exactly the point. Your time is less available because you are spending so much time doing what the guy should be doing in the first place. Right. Because the problem is, what is happening a lot in organizations now is a lot of upward delegation. The things, because we are superstars. We feel like we are done it before now. We are, this is how you should do it. Trust me, I fell into this for a long time. You will send me a letter, I will give you a completely different letter and say, let's send this one. You're like, I just work almost 3 days to get you this thing, you're still everything. But guess what? It happens a lot. So many times when we sit down and say, the guy is willing to learn. So you need to invest time in making sure you equip people what they need to do the task you have given them. And it starts with listening.
Yeah. What do you need?
Because the guy come to Ghana, hey, you're backing others around all day. He said they should back up. You learn what? Learn the others. I'm confused. Does it work?
See, quick wits kill motivation as well.
You trust me, that one is very down. Like, the guy come, let's do this. I'm like, see now, okay, and this is like a live example. When we started doing, when I came in here, I was like, oh yeah, I don't like the things I've seen around this studio, so and so. Guess whose idea it was? Though, after I can't do it, I'm like, I don't like it. We like it now. But that's the point. You are basically feeling alone and creating making other people watch you do it. That's what you're doing. So you need to learn to just say, okay, we will fail, but we'll succeed. But trust me, I can tell you one thing for sure. Yeah. Nobody left their home. Nobody. Not even the person with the most failure in life left their home with the intention of, I want to go and fail. They all left their home feeling, yes, I'm energized, I want to go do this and let's go get it done. Hope he gets it. The outcome is only an outcome. But that guy worked his ass off to make sure he could get you nothing.
Yeah. That's why I said willingness to fail.
Yeah. So
be willing to try.
Wait. So ability to grow. Now, this one is something I see a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So let's paint an example. let's say you have levels, senior manager, associate, whatever they call it. You say it goes down this from the CEO, right? Somebody now says, I want to go and a person that has the ability or willingness to go is a very ambitious person. All right. Hey. So, question. How far can you accommodate the person's ambition? Yeah. Oh, that's actually, I'll get into that. I'm like, all right. It's not put that because how do you, so you are, let's say you're like in the design role you had, you know, at the comic book room. So let's say you had someone be Louis, and you know, like there's one level above you other. So if someone just rap Louis, I saw adamant on becoming he's just trying to build life. So I'm not one to say, oh, yeah, below me, stay below me. If you're trying to grow, go. But then at the same time, I'm back on my end, like, God, you see me, yeah, like, yeah, I'm already like, what are you trying to do? Like, so how do you not withdraw, not like prevent someone from growing, but how do you manage that situation? Because it can be really tricky. Right? Well, so, okay. So, the way, so let's take an example. Somebody wants to become, so, and this is like, so I used to have this lady that worked with me. And I was a director, she was a senior manager, but people that were not doing as much as she was doing, because me, I was a cap of my department, I was a director. The guy in the other department was a senior vice president, which is like a level or two above me. So the lady that was not doing as much as she was doing was becoming a director. And she was like, why should I be? It was always like she was telling me that I'll go and become, stop wasting my time. Now, but the point is, she was sitting down saying to herself, why would that lady be a director and not me? Okay. That created two problems. First, me, I need to go and fight to become something so that she can, yeah. Two, if I don't give her the growth she wants, she would leave. Yeah. So, and I'll tell you what I did. And this is not what I would do now. And I'm talking this in two perspectives because when you're an employee in a company, it's different from, and you have a team that you meet, it's different from when you are able to influence a lot of change in the structure of things. So now, for that one, I remember having this conversation with the CEO of the company. I was like, okay, see, this person, we're going to lose this person if she does not bring, yeah. So, what we would do is that because me, I'm a director, there's a level below. There's associate director. And we push on there first. When we push on there first, then we start working on a way to groom her to become the successor. Which of course means you have to find another place. That's okay. And I said, okay, no other. And I told him, I said, this thing will take time. She might get there and not deliver as much as she should have done your ass. But we know she's careful. So we'll groom her to be able to get there. We moved that to that role. He's like, eventually I moved to become a CEO. Then she was able to get it. Now, what would I do now instead if I was a business owner? It would be slightly different. What I would have done is the first thing that for me that happens is that you need to give people the ownership. I think ownership is something that makes, what's it called? The ability to focus on levels.
Yeah.
Very, very, that dilutes it. If people don't feel like they can make it, possibilities that where they are is limitless, they will worry about how do they go to the next level. Yes. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So if the guy below you doesn't feel like, if I make 15 naira, More will make 75. So let me go to More's level to make 75. Yeah. Then you'll be looking for opportunities that gives him that thing. But if he can say that, okay, you know what? I own this role. Whatever I perform there, I would get value for it.
Yeah.
Without necessarily having any nonsense role and all this. He will basically just focus on how do I achieve the next 1 billion, how do I achieve the next this. But the organization system we have now, we've created a sort of hierarchy whereby people now almost focus more on promotions or this or that without necessarily focus on how the company is going to grow. Whereas you could have a company remain at the same revenue and people are growing inside it. New manager today. He directed someone, so hey, but you are like, just a shove it. And everybody is running all over the place and all this stuff. But we need to start understand this. Ownership plays a very big role. And with ownership, it means like full ownership. You need to give the guy that role to say, if I bring you X, this is my reward for it. Yes, promotions will be good. Don't get me wrong. I will need to still be promoted, I think. But in that case, if I have that person with that hunger, I will rather keep them engaged with targets and what's it called? KPIs that can make them feel like if I achieve this, I would get this. Yeah. Because the first reason they were looking for those things is because of the second. So if it is money you're looking for, I know if you run into people like me, I could get promoted for no money. I didn't care about the money. I just wanted to say, I'm a senior manager outside. I'm a this, I'm a that. I don't care. So when they tell me, if I the first time they give promotion from, they didn't add anything to my salary. I'm like, take it. I take it. I'm an acting director. I don't care. I went to do party. Everybody like, yes, come and see me. But guess what? I was having fun because I felt like I was growing. So the ambition of people differ. Some people want to change their lifestyle. Some people just want new levels. Some people want both. Some people just want to leave and say, I want to go how my uncle be. You must be able to manage all of them.
Yeah.
And understand that. If it's level this person cares about, okay. Why do you think civil servant has like almost 39 levels? If you want to 50 years, you want to promote, go to the next level. Yeah. Level 1, level 2, level 3. Or by then you're like level 15. You're like, I've been here for like. So that's why people create a lot of levels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, those things matter, but you must always be able to manage the reason behind people's quest for growth.
Mm-hmm.
Does it make sense?
It looks.
Yep. I'm with you now. So I'm coming to you. So now, innovative and gang. See, this one is now, the one I like. Like, everybody should be, you can guys innovate. Let me give a person sent you an email and said, this thing we are doing is just useless.
Yeah.
Not dumb. How much of it can you take?
Thing is, I've learned to really appreciate criticism.
Not pity. Abuse. But this one is now abuse.
Abuse. Whatever you are feeling, please share it with me. Because out of the 99 things you might see that might be nonsense, one might be true. Okay. And it could be something that I am maybe too high up or too far from to even see. You never know.
So, trust me, you are ready for an innovative person. I'll tell you why. Because when you innovation cannot be controlled. You know, there is rarely we want to innovate. That is what in innovation. I was once put as part of innovation committee in a company. We innovated fights and arguments, and we never one thing like this no come out. So when a group said we are a group of innovators, you are just wasting precious times. It's useless because people that do you know how when people start, I'm sure the person that thought about ChatGPT was just bored of something, and it's like, okay, or you read something and like, oh wow, I could actually do this thing through innovation. And I'll give you an example. When I was in a research analyst market, we used to have this. I'll never forget that report, daily market report. And daily market report is like the market closed at 16,000 today, and it was and they will write it in. And me, if you know me very well, I hate routines. Like when it comes to doing anything, I was always bored. So every time they say, who is going to write it? That's when me. Something is wrong with my car. The car like they are there, something is wrong. There's always nothing wrong. I just run away. So the head of that department saw me and like, okay, you know what? I think I run the way of this. He just carry me like that. Say, for the next 1 week, you want writing this report to see. Ha! Day one, I wrote the report. When I wrote it, I was like, it took me a while. But I was after finishing, then I'm like, I compared it to the one the previous day. I'm like, they just the same thing now.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So what I did, I just the next day, I just copied the one I wrote this, the no changing numbers.
Innovation.
On that. Oh, when the guy approved it, you know what I did? I went into Excel, created a formula that when I just come, I punch in 3 numbers and I say, right, boom. And the next thing, day 3, I wrote that report in 3 minutes. You guys say, like, I know you. I did it now. Guess what? See, I left that company like some months later. I went back there a year later. They were still using that template. Because people that are bored are the ones that, when you see anybody that is like, you give them something, I was like, oh my God. They are the only ones that had a chance at innovation. The ones that are saying, I'm excited, I'm spending, there's nothing encouraged to do. It's just going to give you, younger say, please. So, see, take for example, factories. You go work in a factory, you say, your job is move this from here to here. How can you innovate when you don't move from here to here? He's the guy that is like, but he's the only one that has a chance. So the point is, half the time, when we sit around innovation, you must be ready to say, can I take the order this guy brings to the table? Can I take the fact that he is not always the way we want every other person to be? Or she's not always like every other guy, or can I take the fact that they are blunt? Can I take those sort of things? I want people that have a chance at innovate. Because to see that and say, I want to change the way we do this thing.
Like,
Beyond, you were thinking rubbish. You will get, I remember you see those and say, how else can we do this? We need to sweat our asset. One things we can do. We sit down in a room one day. We'll be talking. I think they should be there. Like, you're looking at a guy. You're like, did you just Google what they do? Sign. My turn is option. What is that? No, but that's the point. A lot of people, they just Google how they do this thing in Brazil. Oh yeah, I have this idea. What if we do? And you're looking at the guy like this. Innovation call. You're willing to fail. So let's take that $1 million you have. How much of it would you allow this guy to throw away into the ocean?
See, when money is involved, it's a different conversation.
Yes. That's what failure is.
You learn a lot more from failure than from success. Because if you already know how to do something and you do it successfully, okay, great. I'm feeling myself, I did it. But when you try to do something, especially something you felt so confident you could do it, and you don't succeed, take a step back. You ask questions. And I think the best thing, I've said it before, is asking questions.
You see how much?
Anything.
That $1 millionaire.
That $1 million.
$1 million. How much of it are you willing to let this guy just throw away? I say, Tiwa, yesterday, I took one decision. Can you sit down
whatever measures I can put in place to reduce that percentage of financial loss, 100%.
Well, you know what you've just done is to stop people from failing.
But so my comfort to that is, well, when people that are obsessed with success, and I'll tell you for a fact, my boss, she is, I don't think she's ever satisfied with, okay, we made a profit of this. If you're making a profit of $1 million, you can make 1.2. So what? How are we going to get to 1.2? You make 1.2. He's not going to say 1.2. Wow. 1.2, 1.5.
Yeah.
Success keeps him going. Like success keeps him going. So you can also, I feel like you can also where you succeed. Right? So you might not necessarily always have to fail. And there's the learning curve they face.
Yeah.
But why isn't there a learning curve of success to me?
No, both of them have learning curves. But the point is, I think the real question that I would probably say is important to everybody. I think anyone that tells me about success, really, my only question to them is how much of it was before. If you've never lost everything you had and had to rebuild it, I really feel you cannot tell me much about success personally. But this is my own personal story. Some people, I don't know, I think if you go through the history of extremely rich people, they will tell you they've been at a point where everything was low, super low. I don't think, yes, maybe people have inherited stuff that they kept it going. I don't know. But people that had to build their wealth straight out, I think almost all of them, if not all of them, would have been at a point where they're like, okay, I think at this point, it's all or nothing.
Yeah.
When you are at that point, if you're at that point, how did you say nothing? How do you choose all? Okay, so, one thing about people that have worked some things, let me give you an example. The reason pastors find it hard, to preach about negativity, you understand, is because when you've seen God do something in your life, you just know you can do it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, you're still a guy who's gone through something and he's like, no, I can do this thing. I've done this thing before. Then, boom, zero.
So,
that thing is like I think I'm one of those people that have gone through multiple phases of that. I've been in a place where if you walk with me, you realize that and we are literally there. And we're like, hey, come on. We don't die, go. You need to wake up. Let's try. Now, why? Because when you've seen what is possible, you understand what I'm saying? You've seen it. I think it's almost like it's a double tick because and I don't take it. So let me put it this way. You lose things. When losses happen sometimes, you have two possibilities. One is either going to send it to a deep end that you might never return from. Yeah. Or it might be a catalyst to something you've never seen before. Both of them are very possible. So I'll give you my own example. So there was this time where I basically put a lot of money on a particular project, and I was so sure it's like if only care. And for some reason, like boom, something happened, and everybody that is a partner in they just say, okay, you know what, we're not interested in this. We don't want to do this with you again, and I was sort of thing. And I'm like, okay. And this is me looking at the money, right? I put in this thing, and I'm like, what am I going to do? Trust me, those experiences, they haunt you for a long time. You have, first of all, you will start with telling yourself, I can work now. No, we can eat 30. We can do the next thing.
it's not yet.
Now, this thing is like I always tell people, failures without learning. You can fail without learning. Yeah. You can succeed without learning. You can fail and learn. You can succeed and learn. Yeah. But every experience you go through, you must treat it as a point where if you knew how lucky you were, you would recount your steps and thank God.
Yeah.
We all leave our house in the morning, get into our cars, drive out, and feel like, yeah. But guess what? Many people did the same. They didn't return. So when you treat life as from that point, you start getting your gratitude and grows. You start realizing now, come on, you know what? So when those experiences come, the first thing you will start is like, oh no, denial. Oh yeah, no. Then you go into inadequacy.
Yeah.
What did I do wrong? Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I did. Maybe I need. You understand? Now, what's the transition? You go into inadequacy. Then from inadequacy, you start going into a case of
I used to be this now. I used to be. Now, still, you're still in denial all three.
Yeah.
From then, you now start going into realization that all you used to have, the lifestyle you used to have, everything, boom, 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 is coming down on you hard. At that point, most people just jump into depression.
Please.
Now, what helped me was that I've been through these 5 phases. Okay. So when it happened the second time, the first thing I got everyone around me and said, okay, first. So that first stage taught me one thing, that everybody, every title is a chair.
Sure.
Trust me, every title you have today is a chair. You are the CEO of this, is a fucking chair.
No.
You are the GM of this, is a chair. You would leave, that chair would remain.
Mm-hmm. You're a priest.
No matter how amazing you think you are now, you are the best thing to happen since sliced bread. No, another sliced bread. So now, for me, the first thing I realized from that point forward was that there will never be a loss that is enough to take me. Like if I'm doing anything, I must always work with the probability of there will be a loss.
Yeah.
I can fail. Like literally, I work with the mindset of I can succeed, I can fail. I don't think, no.
Yes.
And then what you're saying, like your boss is dreaming by success. But success is not money. I can tell you failed. All right, yeah. If you tell me today, see, everything has capacity. I cannot fill this cup more than. If no matter how much you believe that this cup can be dumber, it cannot be dumber.
Yeah.
100%. So mine is just more available. No, you had my crazy hours, right? How do you now where in my life is pretty intense. I work Mondays to Saturdays, Sundays, I'm watching to the stuff.
Yeah. Monday, I think the only thing that brings me out to work is the ball. And it's like, but if not for ball, I'll probably be maybe a desert tech. Nah. Now, I'm really a lot because I try spare please and I lost me surely. Now, is it possible to, firstly, so 2 questions. Is it possible to be that kind of right social? Is it possible also to balance that? So if it's one of those things where like I would meet with Apple once at cheap work, I would have a large scale that.
Is it possible?
Yeah.
Tell me you.
So
what do you think?
Well, I think it depends what's important to you. Okay. Do you value family, friendships, relationships more than that?
That word, but I think I'm family oriented. But it helps that my family understands the kind of person I am. Know that I'm really driven. I'm really going through it. So you know that look, my mom probably started calling me by like 11, like, hey, you have the house, but even when I think about them, like supposed to call up. It's just more I won't get stuck. Take care of my family, take care of my parents. I'm really able to do that, but I won't because you're working. Yeah. So it's like, and they knew that. So I feel like that also helps me because when I get that support, okay, you're not okay, but at the same time, I feel like sometimes I believe that I showed up.
Do you remain sustainable long-term?
This life,
Yeah.
does it I want to have kids. And reason actually is, so that's why I'm asking, so that if I'm able to create a balance where like, look, I don't want the situation where I can't reach my goal. If I say I want to do something, I have to do that thing. But at the same time, I have to be able to attend to my family, my friends. At the time, if I come and get up in a bad time, then you're able to know, okay, this is someone I'm trying to be a family with friends. I need to have track of my person. It's a really difficult balance on me right now. I think that's where I struggle with E. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is like how do I for it? Is it boomer? Something like always, yeah. So I don't think you are ever gonna find anyone that is extremely driven that does not have that same point. I personally oppose. I think so. With time, it starts balancing it. But I'll tell you how I did mine. I won't call it balance, but I'll call it a bit. It's better than what I used to. So I used to basically work. I get up, bang, then I get up like 8:30. I don't go to bed until 12. And I'm working. Literally, the only time I am not working is when I am in the car. You understand? So I'm one of those people that anyone in my life, I just said, I had a driver when I was 28. Okay. Literally. Like first year out of school, I had it. The first day I got a job, my salary was, I think, when my salary first job I had was 15K. That within a year, I was able to make about 200 or something. A year and a half there. I'll pay salary of driver 70 pounds there. Because I know that I would sleep. If I am not in front of Excel, the people where sleep is short. You understand? Now, the reason that is there, right, is because for me back then, I used to just have this thing on the back of my mind that no matter what happens, I have to get this job. Yeah. So I was buying a lot of time by getting writers, I had a chef. Like when I hear my salary raise, I basically just pay almost half of it to people. And I'm like, so but what I'm trying to get to is basically that was one of the ways I balanced it back. But until I discovered maybe slightly better way along the line. But I think that one was possible because I controlled a lot of things. No, I might not know, I don't know if others know the way to do it, but I do. So for me, that means my day basically, I factor in my social life into my work life. Yeah. So I would go out literally almost every night day. So just make sure I'm out. And when I'm out, you might see me on my phone still typing or something. But I like to enjoy the atmosphere of it. Two, I leave the office basically at 4 o'clock. Right. I don't stop working. But I just carry my computer. Boom. I'm out of the office at 4. So I go home and my daughter can see me working out. I might be, so like I said, I won't call it balance. It's just my own method though. I would never be anywhere else after 4 days. And then you work with our office after 4 o'clock. In fact, you just make that and I'm better. Day 3, I put in some routines that are compulsory. Working. Which I never negotiate. That one now, do you work and die? Don't want. They'll be fine. Because if you're not healthy, don't worry. Somebody, like I said, remember, the shit. Share, yes. We spend. And then we used to. Nothing else. So, I think you might never find balance, but the important thing is you deliberate about people around to say, okay, yeah, this is what I am. I need to work. If I don't work, let me be evil. But whatever, and everybody around them must be able to appreciate every sacrifice you make.
Yeah.
To say, okay, even if it is 30, the biggest fight me and my wife is to have my early days, my recipe. I always working. You have time for me. Yeah. But guess what? I can tell you the biggest fight almost every guy out there is in building has. Having time and money most likely will go the same way. If you say I'm on the guy with time, most likely I say the opposite though. If you say I want the guy with money, just know there's a 99% chance he might not have your time. So, but guess what? Both of them can be happy. You might not have a lot of money, but you live within your means, you're fine. You might have a lot of money, you live within your means, you're fine. But guess what? No matter how much you have, if you live outside of that money, you're broke. So, a poor person can have a lot of money in the bank. If he lives outside of it, if your lifestyle is not able, if you're not able to sustain your lifestyle with what you have what? Poor. Wow. So, you need to define what happiness means. If it's like, okay, bro, I didn't vote myself, don't promote me, don't do anything, I just go do my own thing, life is great. If it is, genuinely, I am happy when I'm at work, when I feel like I know something and I'm happy. Personally, for me. So, and I feel a lot of people are the same. So, guess what? All this, you know that you are watching that movie like, yeah, that's still my plan. But guess what? You will watch the movie tired. You just see that we're doing, yeah. But so another thing I did back there was that I put my home office in a place where I could see. Like, so if I am at home, I could see the TV. So it's almost like I could always chime in, that guy is always being involved. It's just, it takes a lot more deliberate. You need to be more deliberate to be able to keep these things. But there will never be a case of balance. You can only try. Work-life balance, but I don't know what I mean. I'm only like that there is life. Inside that life, you will work. Inside that life, you will do all sorts of things. But the one is your priorities that matter.
Breathe. Know what matters to you, and then show up. Even if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just show up.
Well, sure, no, like you do for ball later. You got. Sure, Yoshi.
I do know how you feel. Because the busier you get, the harder it is to maintain relationships. And I think it is so important to surround yourself with people who understand that. They might not like it, but they understand that, hey, it's someone that is motivated to work. And I have to respect it. But that doesn't mean you now neglect your relationships. It's a birthday, show up. Even if you have 2 minutes out of your 9-hour workday, sit down, make a call. Yo, bro, how are you? Like, what's happening with you? What's going on? 2 minutes, that's all it takes. I have to go back to work now, but great something to you. I'll call you again soon. Because soon could be 2 months later, but...
Thank you. So you get this guy. I called you 2 minutes a call. And you say, are we come on.
No, because I have a partner who works almost as much as you do. Same 8 a.m. to 9, sometimes 10. But he always makes time to call. Even if he's driving home from work, he'll drive home, will see me. 10 minutes. Hi, I just wanted to sting a little to you. I wanted to see you on his pucky. And he refused. But do you Oh, yeah. Stop it. That's cookie.
I speak out last year, KP, where that guy on the way for you get to your arm, baby, where the hell doggy, the brim what?
But no, at first it used to really bother me. So I was like, if he's busy, me too, I can be busy. I need to find a way to go to Dave myself to be more.
I agree. So guess what? I think, again, it depends. Understanding is a very big factor, but we are all human. Yes. We are all human. No matter how, I'm just one that believes that no matter how much somebody will understand, they will have their human days. And that human days will be like, I just feel it's very important to understand that no matter what you're doing, no matter how committed, how amazing the whole thing is, the age will pass. Family most likely will be around. For sure. And this is Saturday. On the sad story that my wife sent me a video one time. It was a video of my 40th birthday. And I replied to her, I said, as amazing as this day sounds, 95% of people are not going to talk to many.
Me.
because they were the vendors back then. The one company, they were start pattern one this. Guess what? He's not there. Oh yeah, pattern. Wow. So trust me, you think you're working to make something this? Ronaldo used to be the most amazing athlete. Just the world would move on. So most likely, family might be the one that I need to say, I got you. Cheap. So the more time you don't need to spend your failure days building up family. Know that everything would pass. Most likely. And if they don't pass, 99% of people around you are just there because of what they can get.
Yeah.
But those people that are there for you, you better invest time. It might look like work a lot. It might look like work a lot. Everything is paid. Trust me. They will still be there when you come back. That's my own. I mean, I need effort. Yeah.
Well, I actually have a question more so related to business. I'm working with the brand actually. And recently we had a situation where everyone felt their opinion was justified on a particular situation. And even within this, everyone has their individual roles and responsibilities. But as a leader looking at your team, butting heads and just physically lost focused, how do you look at that situation and enforce leadership without affecting creating autonomy? Because you don't want to tell people, oh no, I'm the boss, but I say goals. But at the same time, you can't allow everyone to feel entitled. You have to manage expectations, control roles and responsibility so that things can actually get done.
Well, see, I'm not one that believes there is a nice way to be. Okay. I personally, I believe there's this say, I say it's a set teeth that a dog uses to play with his kid. That he will use to bite it. You are always a two-edged sword, no matter who you are as a leader. And your good side is most likely as bad as your bad side. So for me, okay, your ability to balance those two and know when to be you. Because personally, I don't believe there is any such thing as all the guys are good lie. It's a bloody lie. But you they don't work very well. If there's a bad leader, you don't like what we get. Because there is no human being in this ball that leads a team that all of them believe is so. There's always somebody benefiting from that bad leader. You think, the politics is so and so. In this country, they have bad leader. Don't worry. There are some people teaching from it. They will die for that person. So I don't believe in your perspective is only one. Her perspective is one, mine is all mirror, and they can go different ways. So for me, the key thing is whatever it is you take, just do. You cannot be, I don't want to tell you how to begin it. No, I am begin. Hey, guys, looking there, you act together. So it's, but guess what? There's a point you just need to tell people, that we're not, we're not playing. Let's just face that. And I'm not scared to say that to you. Don't worry, tomorrow we can be nothing. And me, I can go for their confide to their way to say, like, you can see me, in the next thing. I'm like, because, but one is more important. People just need to know the young person.
Yeah.
I think that is the most important part of anything you do. That, if he's streaming, it requires something you do. If his voice is low, it requires something is very right. So it's not like, he's just all over the place, shouting at us. No, don't make anything personal. And now you feel like your boss or not.
Yeah.
Then you have some leaders in there and that's how it forming up. well, it doesn't work. Oh yeah. Even your ability, but that is not even it's not, I don't believe it's a leadership quality that is required.
Like, wait, so are you saying like it's not leadership quality to overcome their problem, like it's not required?
If you can lead a team and never or not, we blame them all the time, but it's like, they can simply see, good people are good, bad people are bad. There is nothing you can do about it. And they can always switch places. So I don't like you think, oh yeah, this guy is a good leader. It's not pain, but there are all those things. It's just we're whining as what is it?
I think it makes a difference when the leader of your company can call all of you together and say, I was wrong. Because I watched the CEO do it. I was working at a company for a base, and he called all of us to a meeting. He stood in front of us and he said, I am sorry. He didn't necessarily give us the specifics as to what was going wrong, but he apologized to us. And as frustrated as I had been the few months before that, in that moment, I was like, it takes a lot to stand across on your entire company, from executives to the cleaners and drivers, and say, I am sorry. And in that week, he called all of us individually from every department, put us in a room similar to this, and asked us to be honest and air our grievances. Some changes were made. Somebody complained about the salary increase. Feeling says that I received the salary. It wasn't my complaints, but having a leader who is humble enough to take that kind of accountability and also just genuinely listen to the issues within the company, I think makes a difference, especially when a company is not doing or performing bets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But guess what? What if they told you was going to visit Interpersonal?
Tired.
But no, I'm just telling you, I don't believe.
Yeah.
Oh, he called it a he apologized. They probably told you, yes, if you don't apologize to go, you are going to be that. Oh, but guess what? He might also be a good person that just rubbish you towards.
Yeah.
My point is, when you look at people, assume you know you.
Okay.
You know your own backstory. You don't know anything about the backstory or anybody else. Honestly, it's all of us, and we're working with the impression that everything we see or hear or think are the only variables available. And we make our judgment based on that. So yeah, I mean, that guy did that is a great gesture. But guess what? He might not even be doing it from the place of share press. Yeah. So when you say somebody is something is good that this guy did it, yes, the gesture is great.
Yeah.
But did he do it because he's trying to protect something? You don't know. You will never know.
Just can't.
Yeah. So
The mind of the leader is very passive.
So for me, I feel that everybody will do things for different reasons. So I just believe it's great that he did it. So when you see your team, learn all this stuff. But the first thing for me that I would always not space is intention correct?
Yeah.
Are they trying to? Is it like, oh, I don't like what you guys say to me, or it is they genuinely believe they've done some work and this is XYZ. You are guiding them there. But if it is like all of it else only them, and I'm really always saying like the other, leave what we're doing, let's go forward. Sometimes it's okay to just say, this is what we're doing.
Yeah. Take it on mute.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I think for me, my final thing would be handling the personal relationships with folks. Right. So it's just for me, that's more that I struggle with it because I don't really have of these friends. I try to, open because I'm strictly busy and very like, if I'm in the office, I'm in the office. I'm not there to come and ask me how they want my brother. I hope they're fine. No, like, I'm here to work. I do myself daily money. Let's go. I need to lead for me. Some last one there's but I'm just more like, I would see myself as I would want to be a kind of parent. I think it's in my growth path is get to leadership group, a race of right. But
I'm really bothered about how to manage people, because I have the idea wherever I was being a leader and I know your son's name, I know your daughter's name, and I've never seen them in my life. But able to, when you come into researching and even down to the cleaner, like, I know them. Yeah. But how realistic is that?
Very realistic.
Yeah.
Right. I think I used to work I wasn't really big. I used to work in a company that had about 1 pound by their staff. I think I know every bloody security guy's name. I know everything that's there. Okay, so so that's the spirit aspect, fair enough. But how do you, as a leader and you coding with us, how do you make sure that interpersonal relationship and they just now force well, and it's like, okay, fair. I mean, you got that, and you can't be holding that. Then Jackie is say, oh my God, that piece, I need to leave the office for 2 weeks. So I feel like, so for me, on this end, it's like, if I don't know the right Jackie, how will you come and lean on me to give you, to be like, oh, okay, Jackie is, oh, you know, where's my Jackie? Oh, okay, take 2 minutes. That's Chris. So if I don't know, you would just come to over data is SQL. Please can I say 2 days, thing or that, and that limits, there's that limit of. But then at the same time, I do think I try to see that balance of how to be a good leader in ensuring that he has the right interpersonal relationship to the people, but also ensuring that and only way to ride you and be like, oh, is all that those my penny, understand, and they already. So that's I'm
Boundaries. We protect you from a lot of garbage.
But it's interesting, right? But if you say boundaries, I feel like there's something that all the brings or flood. You can't successfully implement boundaries and know that, oh, this side is out of there for go. So let's say you say boundaries now, not everybody can come into your office. But somebody are using us. In what way do you ensure that you are effectively managing these people? It's a personal.
No. Very big question. I think the bigger the business, definitely the harder it gets.
Right.
And that's why you help out a team lead so that whoever Jackie's bothered is having a teammate that is responding to before the year comes to a team. Boundaries. As much as you want
to use Jackie,
you can still know Jackie, but there has to be that respect for the fact that we're in a position of leadership. And it comes from your respect for yourself. You cannot be everywhere at once. You cannot please everybody outwards. But if you're free-flowing and just coping for the best, people will take you for a fool. You have to know what you're allowed to break to compromise out and protect it. At the end of the day, it's your peace or your company's finances at stake. Yeah, so protect it.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Let's say you didn't know Jackie. And the guy walked into your office and say, my daughter is having a surge. I need to lose a trip. I mean, that's interesting. I don't think we understand another okay what I mean, yeah. That's especially in the son. I'm really sensitive to yes. Oh, it's a shame of that, but you don't do that. So no, that is all you to. And it could be for 2 months. This boy, why not? Who's more low? I think the that is if that's they're still okay. You need to be as a good leader, you need to be understanding and be understand the family needs. That's why it's and I've seen people lie. Like, well, let's say like there's something. This guy was mine. He just came in and said, but you don't have any way to cover it. It's but I don't know that it's a lie too. I checked his eye and seeing me and so take off. But and so like yeah. So it's like at that point, I will most likely say, oh, you just need so you eat a bowl. But like what I feel like at that point is if I don't know that Jackie, I've never seen Jackie for never seen Tilden forever. I'll be more invested in it or be open up chance I can know that I will just say Matt. Why? So let's say okay, he tells you oh, Becky said to this. He needs to it. After one I'm more invested you're delighted. Call you and tell me No, he's telling you, let's assume he tells you Jackie's bill, I ring the strangers you picture of the hospital.
Yeah, but that's so my point now is that interpersonal relationship is formed, Bert, and I know who Jack is, and there's the ability to check it. But if I do him do shit, what's done in 2 weeks? He said, at the end of it, 2 weeks, come back and I'll ask you,
Your business policies, it's a chingo. You can take 2 weeks of unpaid leave. Now it's the difference. You want to take 2 weeks, or you... Yeah, because now it's coming at a cost to you. Yeah.
But for me, it's just more as in want a position where I like general where I take pride in me. I can build the security guard in Nigeria. I really care your status in mind. Everybody's a human being to me. But I see some those girls I'm assuming is that security guard today. He's leaving his post tomorrow and he's expecting me to help him date. But yeah, because you say boundaries are hard pointy, but that boundary that struggle with it because how decrease about the way that how scarcely ensuring that you have that.
Give you an example. My mom was very generous. She is generous to a fault. She's also the CEO of her own company. Now, there's nothing you could ask my mom for that she wouldn't give. For his sake, she'll pay every medical bill, everything. She recently lost a number of staff. Till today, pays their school fees, pays for the house rent. I didn't even know this, right? That is just who she is. Compassionate by nature. But my mother is strict. I know means no, and she stands by it. So if you tell her that you're taking 2 weeks off, doesn't mean she won't call you in 2 weeks. If she needs you, she knows that she can rely on you because there's that understanding that this is a compassionate leader who can also change it for me any second of any day. She's also accepted the fact that she doesn't need you. As much as you are loyal to her, as much as she is loyal to you, if it ever comes to a point where you start taking advantage of the situation, she's very good to say, if this is not working for you, you have my permission to leave. Let's not force what isn't working. Because at the end of the day, her reputation, her business, everything else is at stake. She has a family of her own, right? We can be sick. Doesn't mean she stops showing up. She's a CEO. She has to be present. So it's just, again, boundaries. Being boundaries protect you both in personal and the business.
So, see, my viewpoint. I feel this point is more about your person than about your role. Okay. Your person is that you want to care for people. You want to do this wrong tonight. Now, that does not make you a good or bad leader. So I think let's describe something. Who is a good leader? What is the purpose of having a leader in the first place?
It's a guy
Yes, mister. Yeah, I think a good leader is honest, achieves goals.
Achieve goal. So let's stick with that thing for a bit and say the goal we want to achieve is to double the company's revenue. So if a good leader is someone who is able to say, revenue was 1 today, tomorrow is 2. So it does not matter if somebody was sick and they said no. It does not matter if somebody was sick and they said yes. It does not matter if somebody. So if you really ask yourself, what truly is a good leader like? Like this whole idea, leadership is about to, what exactly does a good leader look like? Do they wear wings or something? You understand? Trust me, every time I have led people, they have hated me, they have done me. So let's assume me. I have bad leaders, some people, good leaders, some people, neutral to something. Every time people have led me, I have loved them for some reasons, I have hated them for some reasons.
Right.
So I think the point is, you need to understand when it's more about your person than it's about the task at hand. If the task at hand is, let us grow revenue, somebody comes and say, I want to go for 2 weeks. You might say yes. You might say no. But I can tell you free of charge, when the guy, that if he goes on that 2 weeks, you will not make that revenue. comes to you and say, my daughter is sick, I need to go. You will move the daughter. You will move that daughter. I say, that surgery, they will do it inside your office. You will bring the over there. I say, okay, yes, let's come and sit down and be watching the guy. We will help him. Because sometimes they're like emotional, we get emotional about this.
Yeah.
The person, like you said, your mom is compassionate by nature. But if the goal, we need to separate that compassion from what the task is. The task is, we're supposed to run a business and make it as efficient as possible. Great. But you need to go on, have you used your leave? Okay, so why do you need to come and tell me? But you've not used your leave. You're supposed to have leave anyway. Yeah. Okay, you use your leave. I need to extend my leave by 2 extra weeks. Oh, is it that bad? Okay, no problem. Okay, it's 2 extra weeks. But at what point do you get to that you're like, don't. Well, okay, I don't want those things happen. So I think there must always be, the reason these policies are in place is to prevent these things in the first place. I want to be there. Yes, no problem. And you must learn to understand the genuine concern. Like, okay, no policies can fix this one. This guy doesn't to be out of this code like half a year. And once I start that, I proved to be out of office for 6 months. Because it was a dire situation. It was extreme. But okay, we'll move on with that person. She finished, she gone back to work, my face good. But sometimes you just know that Baba does a cheap. The cheap Canadian visa, they carry by those side is telling you so they'll come over here.
I actually had a question. Because you said when the person who we depend on is absent, does that not put you in a weakened position to only have one person? Should the aim of a leader be to have multiple people that they can depend on? So it's not that the person themselves is easily replaceable, but that if person A is unavailable, person B is able to step in, maybe not to the same standard, but they'll definitely get the work done.
Me, I'm a believer in the fact that no matter how amazing the leadership still is, if you successfully find more than 2 people or 1 person, then there's not, if you have a team whereby anybody can just go and you don't feel anybody. You know, you can, even I can tell you, as big as bands, everybody they are, there is always somebody inside that it brings it, I'm going tomorrow. The CEO is here, boy. No verse. What are you? So because it's 80-20 rule, right? You always want to 20% of the resources bring 80% of the reward. Yes. Yeah. Always. Yeah. Just understand that fact. There is nobody that doesn't have dependency risk. Yeah. No company. Every company, either the person that founded the company or somebody, there's always somebody that is risky back. So if you keep worried about, we are DB, but trust me, when you see some people and their delivery, but guess what? You can always do without them. It doesn't mean if the guy goes and, you guys just shut down company. No. Human beings have a natural way of surviving, even when everything is down. We would always switch to our survival mode. We'll find another way to get it done. Life is good. See, if this whole podcast need only you to survive, the day you stop being there, don't worry, they will just they will deliver 18 days, they come again, they are normal. Yeah. It's normal. Human beings are always replaceable. Now, they might not replace you. The only thing that is not replaceable is that they will never find you.
Yes.
Not be another. But there will be somebody else with the same level of drive, with the same level of everything, and they will do it the way they do it. So nobody is there that is, I'm this amazing guy, nobody can replace me, don't worry. No,
that was a hard truth to accept. But I feel like this year I'm really stuck into the fact that I am great at many things, but I might be better thinker than a doer. So I'm learning how to play more to my strengths.
You want to think more. I like that. I like that.
Think more. I want to think as much as possible. Because if I know that doing is not although I can do it, doing is not my greatest strength. How can I then motivate other people to do so that my thinking guys they're doing and together is something more impactful?
I think it's about facilitating. I think we all have a job of facilitation, right?
Yeah.
To say, okay, this is what I have thought about. I want other people to come and get it done for me. I think that's the easiest part of NEP, to say, but to get them to do it to the tune of what you have thought of, is it possible? That's how you are there to guide them to it. But that would someone be able to just do anything like, well, what you will get, my teacher play, they'll give you what's that? And he's still flying when you throw it. But the point is, you need to always be able to facilitate that idea to say, okay, I have this idea. Can I get this guy to do it? You need to find the right level of people, find the people that with the right skill sets, stuff like that. Which is what most people that are running companies do anyway. They have this idea in their head, they're like, okay, you are the one who pay for eternal, so you have the utility. Because everything is an idea and people just walk into it anyway. But you must always understand that at every point, whether you think or you're doing, everybody must be guided by a singular, goal. To say, okay, we put 10 people in a place, the goal was to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
You understand? So it doesn't matter if it's like, oh, you know what, but let's just say that
Let's do any.
this is TK, but they really need it for us. Oh yeah. Let's just go and be doing this. What we are telling people we are doing now. It requires us sort of deliberate, in time to be able to say, okay, yes, I am doing this. This is, and you're basically looking at, okay, that's when you supervise more because you're not the doer. You're basically now you're thinking, but you need to now like put a lot more. And like I said, when the goal is fixed, control needs to be more.
Yes.
So since this is what I want to achieve, you control more. How? Because you need to now like, okay, no, this is not what I want. I want this. I want this. So, but when you're like, oh yeah, everybody is free. Damn man. We don't have a goal though. We don't have any particular, the goal is scatter. So so that's more the idea. So when you think around things and you're like, okay, no, this is what so take for example, you sketch this is what I do fashion design. You sketch an apparel and you're like, I want this done. You can't do the tailor's guy put in pocket on the back. I say, okay, pocket is here. Oh, I thought it was a good place to put it. No. You need to now say, okay, no. Control. I want you to do this. Oh, this thing should be this way, that way, that. You understand?
So for yourself, transitioning from employee to leader, what habits did you have to then develop?
More. You mean the one that I did not develop?
Because you've gone from being amongst the people to now having to manage the people. And it's also different when these are people that you used to work with. So they used to see that.
Feel creepy. Tell me.
Yeah, thanks. Next different. Now it's what's to do?
Yeah, I'm very good at house. Thing to say, I think that's a very difficult one. But I'll tell you two things. One is it helps to just be an idiot sometimes. See, like the idiot hero, more or less, to say, okay, we have, how do I put it now? We could sit down and say, yes, this guy used to be on my level. You need the idiot in him to be able to get out of that level. I'll explain what I mean. The hardest thing you will ever do is to look a friend in the face and say, why you need? Trust me, you might say, oh, leaders do this thing. Don't worry. When you meet to go and grab that drink and you're alone, you realize, I know be leader. I just want a friend. Sometimes, so transitioning, so visually straightforward. So to be able to do, if you ever have to go out of your line to go up above your peers, I always feel you must always have a huge sense of humility to accept the fact that it could have been anyone. And tomorrow it might just be somebody else climbing above you and they will treat you the same way you treated them. That humility must be there. You don't need to. You must respect the fact that they are aware you call this. I didn't do that.
I'm not a strap.
No, seriously, I did it. I just rammed it down everybody's head. I'm like, I don't went after everybody. But guess what? Nobody was guiding me. Okay. Because, these things, you just do it like, it comes to us. Most of we got to win this thing. Just no, you must listen to me. Well, guess what? Until somebody come and humble you very well, I like you daily. So, for me, the first thing is basically that factor was one, which is why I say sometimes it's good to be an idiot. Because the idiot in me was just like, no, you're going to listen to me like this. And I just stood there. Did he help? He helped by death. Or would it have been better if things were a bit more, the transition was smoother? Yes, sir. Now I can tell you, yes, 100%. But I was an idiot. And I literally milked that idiot. Because if you walk into my office back then, I had to be So, and what happened was a lot of conflicts that happened. Right. A lot. My team became so noisy to the point that every day somebody's coming to stop fight. Somebody's coming to do somebody. Eventually, it was one of the biggest reasons why I lost that particular. Because it became so noisy that things that normally should have been treated quietly, you're like, it doesn't work. Then two, you must also learn to understand that you are no longer that person. The biggest problem you have when you make that transition is a compassionate problem you say. All the problems you used to face back then, we used to face this increased salary. We used to, all that problem, you just keep solving it. We are now in the negative, okay? What you use money for? Yeah. That's the biggest, which is why I feel like the founders that found it easier are the founders that just went straight into entrepreneurship. If you don't go spend that 5 minutes for office, because you say, we used to close late. Hybrid. We used to close this. No, let's set up the office, have coffee in the corner, breakfast in the office. Declare everything free. Don't worry. I like the experts coming out like, no. Why is it? That's the point. So when you've been there, it's very hard.
Yeah.
To be, removed from it. I was like, well, you'll not be there. No, policy. No. That's the policy. Come on, go and do it. It's easier. Right. And then it also depends on the sort of person that led you to get there.
Oh.
I've often found leadership styles of people depend on the people they see before they get there in that same position. If you work in, it's like professors. Most likely, if you were in a school and you stayed in that school, become a professor, you would treat the student the same way you would treat them.
Yeah.
Although you would just be the complete anomaly in the whole school because you don't want to see people go through nothing. Depends on who you are. Yeah. So a lot of times, me back then, I grew up in Nigeria. You know what? I was seeing leaders and because you're fired. You do it. You're going to call me manager. It's fine. No problem anymore. I wake up to the highest stuff because that was the age I grew up in.
Yeah.
Imagine somebody grew up with emotional intelligence, so my boy, oh yeah, it should be. Everybody just take your time. But go drink your coffee, come back, let's have a break. It's different. So a lot of times when you see people trust me, it's very different. So the age you're in, the people before you determine a lot.
Yeah.
They might look like they don't. Trust me. Definitely. You're either trying to be somebody or you're trying not to be somebody. All right. It's one of the two as a leader. Oh, I want to be like this guy. I love him so much. Or I don't want to ever be like this guy ever. And you're doing the opposite of what it.
There's no middle.
I have not seen middle. There might be somewhere, but we are not in. You are either trying to avoid being this guy or trying to be the guy. So, so it depends, really. You never really know until you're there.
Yeah.
But I feel the important factor is just be a good person in your own mind. Just try as much as possible to treat people fairly, to be respectful to people, and be humble. And know that at the end of the day, you're just another human being.
Yeah, but we know that cheers.
Yeah, so for me, as you go through life generally, I always feel like if you keep those principles in front of you, things, there's no real answer to anything. There's no plus or minus, but focus on justifying to yourself that you have done your best in every case, man.
Yes.
Don't try to worry about, this person thought I was. No. Were you fair? In your own mind. It doesn't need to be. The whole world can think you are not fair. You just sit down and tell yourself, check please, was I fair? Yes. Do I feel like with what I am faced with, I gave this person the amount of respect that is possible? Check, Lance. Do I feel I am humble enough? Check. And do I feel like if things were turned around, would I be able to stay under the same?
Yeah.
Because you are not God. You are not perfect. But in everything you do, that one is the most important. The rest, there will always be one book written, but I mean, they come but then you're right. No problem. Do your own, move on.
Yeah. All you can control. No more here. Thanks. Hi, I've been Tiwa.
Hi, I've been Oluwa, and I'll be your host, Azeez Amida, and I hope we've not motivated you. Peace out.